Hello and welcome back to Epic Film Sleuth. Today, we'll recap the 2025 horror sci-fi film called Companion. Jack Quaid's breakthrough performance in The Boys rips his way into our hearts in the ravaged world of 2025 sci-fi horror films. Our recap of this captivating girl robot flick will leave you amazed as this girl robot devises the history's smartest ever escape plan. Besides the blood-boiling gore from Girl Robot, Jack Quaid as a total antagonist in this film is going to give us a whole other perspective to review his performance. Spoilers ahead, so watch out and take care. The film opens with our lead, Iris, shopping in a vegetable market. She narrates how she constantly felt a cloud of darkness and depression over her until the day she met her lover, Josh, in the same vegetable market. Josh tries to act nonchalant in front of her but ends up throwing all the oranges on the ground, which marks the beginning of their relationship. Iris narrates that she will never forget the day she met Josh and the day she killed him. As suspense builds over her last statement, the scenes shift to Josh driving Iris to his friend's lake house, far away from civilization. Josh's friend, Kat, receives them and brings them inside, where they meet Patrick cooking and his fruity boyfriend, Eli. Kat introduces Josh to her Russian sugar daddy, Sergey, who happens to own the place and the entire area around the lake. Iris feels overwhelmed by Josh's friends and heads upstairs to shower. While she's humming and showering, a mod is seen in her suitcase. When they sit together to have lunch that noon, Eli and Patrick share the story of how they first met at a Halloween party. Copying them, Iris begins telling how she first met Josh but makes it emotionally expressive, which silences everyone. By night, everyone gets drunk. Iris confronts the drunk Kat and asks her point blank if she hates her. Contrary to Iris's doubts, Kat tells her she only despises her because she is very replaceable. When they get to bed, Josh has intercourse with Iris and orders her to sleep, which is unusual. The next day, Josh encourages Iris to go with his friends to the lake by herself, as he's still feeling nauseous and hungover. Once alone, he plugs the mod into his phone and monitors something. When Iris arrives at the lake, she discovers a pocket knife in her shorts and Sergey forcing himself on her. Scenes cut directly to Iris returning in the house, soaked in Sergey's blood. When Josh gets a confession out of her about how she killed Sergey with the knife, he orders her to sleep. She pauses, and her eyes turn white, revealing she's a robot. Patrick ties her to a chair while Eli goes out to inform the cops. Alone, Josh activates Iris and breaks the news to her that she's a love bot created to fulfill desperate people's sexual needs. Iris refuses to believe this as she's programmed this way. She questions all the memories she has of Josh. Josh claims they're all planted, as Josh was given choices to pick between different memories. He also shows her the phone he controls her from. We see a flashback of the day Iris was delivered to his doorstep by the company's workers. One worker familiarizes Josh with the settings and how he can install their app to customize her voice, aggression levels, strength levels, and intelligence to cater to his needs. Among many other instructions, he warns Josh not to tell robots they're robots, or else havoc can be wreaked. As they leave, Iris asks Josh to get himself identified to establish a love link between them, after which Josh bangs her. In the present, Kat yells at Josh to turn her off right away. Josh immediately takes her to the side and tries to explain it's his way of detaching Iris from him. Outside, Iris falls over the knife on the floor and uses it to cut the rope on her wrists. When Josh arrives to pick her up, she punches him in the throat and runs off with his phone. Now Josh shows a mod to Eli and confesses his crime, revealing he used that mod to deliberately spike Iris's aggression levels and defense systems, while simultaneously shutting down the program that prevented her from harming any human. Eli figures Josh and Kat were behind Sergey's murder and asks them what motivated them to kill him. Josh justifies his actions by claiming Sergey was a human trafficker and a bad person. They further show him Sergey's secret safe, which has $12 million in cash. After sniffing the cash, Eli asks them why they involved him and Patrick if they had perfectly set things up by themselves. Josh states that he added them to corroborate their story and make them look more innocent in front of the cops. Eli feels used and forces them to split the cash 4 ways instead of the casual 3-way. Josh gets mad and nearly exposes the truth to Patrick, but Eli puts him to sleep, revealing Patrick is a robot too. Eli cusses at them for this and reminds them he actually loves his robot and wouldn't want him to know his reality according to the rules. He now settles on getting 1/3 of the cash and takes a gun from the safe to hunt down Iris along with Patrick. In the woods, Iris checks out her setting and finds out Josh had deliberately lowered her intelligence. She immediately increases it to a full 100%. Meanwhile, the friends split into two groups to narrow down their search. Eli and Patrick are sent in the opposite direction, where Iris secretly eavesdrops on them from behind a tree. Iris sees hypothetical situations to escape the place. She settles on getting back to steal Josh's car to flee in it. On her way back, she quickly hides as Eli and Patrick are coming in her direction. Eli stops and confesses Josh's entire plan to Patrick. He also points out Josh's morality for what he used his robot for and swears he would never do this to Patrick. He fumbles and tries covering up what he just said, but Patrick confesses that he has figured by now that he's a robot due to the high IQ levels Eli set for him. He confesses the sorrows and fire he feels within, and his struggles to resist the negative thoughts. Eli tells Patrick to screw helping Josh and return to the lake house to make love. Unfortunately, Iris mistakenly makes a sound, which makes Eli go after her. When Patrick and Eli pursue her, Iris and Eli trip and slide down a small cliff. Eli tries to shoot Iris but gets shot in the attempt. By the time the others show up, Eli is long dead. Iris runs away from there. She returns to the lake house and locks herself in Josh's car. Josh arrives there right away and tries to use charm to convince her to come out. With new intelligence, Iris doesn't buy his lies and attempts to turn on his car. Josh uses a stone to break the glass, but she fluctuates her voice levels to make it sound like Josh's and activates the car. She commands it to take her home and runs it over Josh's foot. He returns inside and tries to crack the code of Sergey's phone since his is with Iris. Iris doesn't get far when Josh reports the car stolen, and it gets jammed due to safety protocols. Now, Josh calls her and tries to trap her by playing the nice boyfriend and swearing to treat Iris better. Iris refuses to forgive Josh for using her to kill a person and hangs up on him. Burning with rage and running out of patience, he turns to Patrick, who's mourning the dead Eli. He restarts Patrick and creates a love link between him and Patrick to own him. He then orders Patrick to find Iris, put her to sleep, and bring her back. To make sure he does his job, Josh increases his aggression levels too. Meanwhile, the town's sheriff stops Iris from running away and interrogates her. Iris changes her language to German to create communication problems, but he still figures she's from Sergey's lake house and offers to give her a ride back. When he sees a bloodied knife in her car, he arrests Iris and begins cuffing her. Patrick makes his entrance from behind and uses the sheriff's gun to whack his face until he drops dead. He then puts Iris to sleep and brings her back home in the sheriff's car. When Kat and Josh see this, they become concerned. While Patrick takes Iris inside, Josh checks the trunk and finds the sheriff's beaten-up corpse, which is another murder on their hands. As too many murders have piled up, Kat starts taking her half of the cash and decides to leave, during which she confesses she lied about Sergey being a corrupt man, whereas he was a farmer in real life. Josh now feels guilty for killing an innocent man and refuses to let Kat walk away from this. He orders Patrick to stop her. He ends up jabbing a knife in her backbone. Kat doesn't overreact and sits on the couch by Iris's side, where she slowly bleeds to death. Josh makes Patrick get rid of the bodies and prepare dinner for him and Iris, who's been washed up and clean. When he turns her on, she begins displaying her own consciousness. Josh is a weak man desiring control over her, so he immediately reduces her intelligence to 0 and makes her burn her own hand by putting it over a lit candle. Meanwhile, he speaks to the company and has Patrick put out the fire. He now hands Iris the gun and makes her shoot herself in the head. When two men from the company show up to take Iris back, Josh disguises Patrick as their sheriff and nervously pins all the murders on Iris. The dudes secretly figure his story doesn't add up, so they decide to take Iris to their labs to get her footage checked out to see what actually went down. That's when Josh discovers all the backups are in Iris's stomach that can be retrieved. When the company workers drive away in their van, Josh makes Patrick shoot the driver so he can eliminate the proof within Iris. The young intern gets away, so Patrick goes after him. As the intern stumbles upon the pile of rotten corpses, Iris is seen getting fully charged in the van, who now takes charge of the situation. She prevents Patrick from killing the intern and jogs his memories with Eli. She also proves how Josh used him to do his dirty work. When Patrick figures out the betrayal, he electrocutes himself and dies. Iris now asks the intern for a favor in exchange for saving his life. Meanwhile, Josh is seen packing all the cash for himself. There, Iris tricks him into coming out by sounding like Patrick. Outside, she has killed the power and is mimicking all the people that have died due to Josh. She reveals she's taken charge of her own body, which means Josh can no longer control her. Josh also cuts the act and shows his true colors. He throws her around and forces her to admit she's nothing without him. During this, she sneakily gets her hands on the electric cork opener, which she puts on Josh's head. As it slowly penetrates his skull, Iris ironically tells him to go to sleep. Scenes cut to Iris showering and embracing her bionic hand. She stuffs all the cash in her bag and drives away in a car. As she waves at another robot version of herself on the way, the film ends. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome recaps.